On the channel, like Walter Payton in the 80s, we're prepared to bear down with the brand new Mythic Legion's bear, Bodvar.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back again with another Mythic Legions unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got a bear. Yes, a bear with Bodvar. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I don't want to be eaten later. But we do have the bear from the House of the Golden Bear wave here today. And of course, if you're looking for your Mythic Legions, there's only one place to go. Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. Got to get a deal out there. They should have these in stock sooner rather than later. So if you're after your bear, you know where to go. And I have to imagine on the secondary market here, once all the dust settles with everybody getting their stuff, this guy is going to be a pricey figure. This one transcends the Mythic Legions line as people want a big bear in their collection for other toy lines. Heck, even my dear old dad picked up one of these. He got in on the pre-order game. He had to have this bear in his collection. So pretty darn cool figure, no doubt about it. Going to be interested to see if it's on a top 10 year-end best of list. We'll stay tuned for that in the future, but we're going to stay tuned to how we're going to do this review now is we're going to do it like all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And this bear is probably the most excited I've been for a Mythic Legion figure in a long time, animal, whatever you want to call it, as just so cool to get a big, big bear that, you know, characters can ride. I just think that is darn cool. So very happy to dive into this one here. So let's get into the packaging. Big, heavy package, as you can imagine here. A little bit of a glare going on. Mythic Legions here as usual. We've seen horses in the past, but now we're getting other creatures. We got a dragon, hopefully later this year. Then you're adding the bear to the mix. It's just a wild time to be a Legion collector. Dare I say, Todd McFarlane, living that Legion life, of course. But very cool looking here. You got the House of the Golden Bear, the Noble Bear, Golden Bear down here on the bottom. You got that horse we'll unbox here on the channel sooner rather than later. On the side, you do got the little bio card for the bear. And long story short, I'm not going to read it all to you because it's very long, but you can pause the video and look at it. But basically, Atlas went to the grave of his wife by a tree, and this bear was there, and he kind of thought it was a message. And from then on, he had a companion here to ready to go to the Great War. So long story short. Now, you do get that generic blurb on the back. You can pause the video for that if you want to as well. But looking very, very nice, very cool. Cannot wait to dive into this one here. Ooh, you can smell that factory smell too. Oh, everybody loves that factory smell. Be careful you don't smell it too long though. That's what I'll say. Nice right there going on. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. We got twist ties, we got plastic. This is a heavy bear. Look at that. It's the bare necessities right here is what we get with him. But I'm going to take this offline, get him out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Bodvar. All right, we got the big old bear out of the package. Let's dive in. Not a ton of accessories with this one, as you can imagine. There's only so much you can put with a bear, right? But we're going to dive into it. We do get some extra clawed hands here. I guess they're all clawed hands. But we get some extras here. You get the big paw footprints down here. Very long nails on him. Somebody needs to take him to get a pedicure and a manicure while we're at it, Todd McFarlane. But you do got these extra hands, paws, I guess. I'm not sure how different they are from the other ones. I'm assuming, and we know what happens when you assume, I believe you can stand this bear up. So you know how bears, they get up, of course, bipedal, hairy bipedal creature, kinda, dances around it a little bit. But I guess this is maybe for that. You can kind of have some paws going outward. Whatever you want, you do got some extra paws with this. But now we're diving into head sculpts for this bear here. Let's go to the one right out of the package here. It's the Stoic Bear head sculpt. This is Yogi Bear after robbing a picnic is what this is. He's got his food in his belly. He's content. He's ready to hibernate. That's what we got going on with this one. Looks very nice. Looks like a bear in the face. Just your stereotypical brown bear is what it looks like. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Got that snout going on. Reminds me of that bear stuffed animal I have in my collection. Don't we all have a stuffed bear in our collection? But I got it the day I was born. It's sitting on my couch over there. Kind of reminds me of him. He's been through a lot with me. We've been through a lot, Teddy. You're curled up with Todd McFarlane right now. Todd, keep it professional over there with my bear. But I do like a good bear. So it kind of gives me the hallmark back to that a little bit here. You do got the nice sculpt-in face, though. The hair is really well done as far as the sculpting goes. Now, a real fur bear would be pretty fun. Maybe a repaint down the road. They could do this all in real fur. But this is pretty darn cool here, the sculpting. Really love how the hair really looks real. And it looks like a real bear you would see on National Geographic or something. So very nice to see that. Nice black eyes on him as well. Very, very cool. Now, unfortunately, no mobility in the jaw. That is something I would have really liked to seen. Anytime we get animals like this or any kind of animal from any toy line, that is such a key thing. It's like a skeleton. You need a movable jaw for a skeleton. Gives so much more personality for it. Is what it is. But speaking of personality, this is a personality you don't want to see from a bear right in front of you. Once again, big open mouth here. No movable jaw on this, though. That would have been really cool to see. Once again, not possible here. But man, oh man, is this a wild bear. He's screaming and yelling. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of bears in my face screaming at me, but we've seen him in movies. We've seen him in TV. We've seen him with AI. What was that? Cocaine Bear or something like that? What was that movie? Todd, you and I watched it like a year ago on the couch. I don't know. We were busy doing other things, weren't we, Todd? Who knows? Maybe not. But I don't remember the lip curl on these bears when they do that. Maybe they do. I don't know. But really showing off those big old fang teeth here. Almost looks like nightmare fuel. Almost, dare I say, looks like a werewolf head is almost what it reminds me of. Something out of The Howling. But it is the same kind of motif as the other bear. But man, oh man, a lot more anger on this one. And this is the head sculpt you use if you put him up on his legs, of course. So he's standing up, he's screaming and yelling. That's what a bear would do, of course. You put this head on here, he's basically facing down. So if you have it in this position, this isn't going to work for you. But if you want to stand him up, you're going to stand this bear up. This is the head you're going to be using there. Looking very cool. Now, you do get the articulation on the head as well. Side to side, back and forth. Now, you should be able to, let's see. Oh, very tight, maybe. I would imagine you could pull the heads off here and switch back and forth. So if you want him standing up, being plain Jane Yogi Bear style, you could do that. Or you could pop this off and have him screaming and yelling from this position. I have to imagine that's possible. And with heat and a hairdryer, anything's possible, Todd McFarlane. But man, right now, very, very tight. And can you imagine if I broke this? I don't know if I could live with myself, but I believe you should be able to do that here. With a little heat, anything's possible, as I say. But now let's dive into the rest of this bear here. And let's start with the saddle. Yes, a saddle on a bear. We got real chain going on right here. Of course, you want to pull the reins in on this bear. You got to have this going on. And Atlas going to ride him across the plains is what he's going to do. But looking very cool with this. I love that we got real chain instead of just like plastic, a plastic rein. That is pretty cool. Chains connected all the way to the saddle. Big saddle on the top here. You got some fur sculpted in and some blankets over the top, I guess. We got all kinds of stuff here, and you even got some spots to hold weapons on the side of the saddle. So I like that. You can add a little bit of that, little extra pizzazz. Got a tied up blanket back here. It's a bear that's ready to go camping in the woods is what he is ready to do. Throughout the body here, you got the brown bear. It is a brown bear, brown throughout, sculpted in fur, looking very nice across the board. A little bit darker as you get down to the legs here, looking good. Big old paws, once again. I love that you got the paw prints on the underside here. That adds that detail. Now, saddle is removable. I think I'm going to leave the saddle on, but I'm torn. And once again, I might have to get a second bear. Maybe I'll get a second one. Maybe my dad will gift me his in his will one day, and then I'll finally get that second bear. I'm coming for you, Dad. I need that bear now. No, not really, but it would be nice to display both looks of this, but this is a $100+ bear, as we know, so a little pricey to do that. But if you're a real one and money's no object, why not? Go for it. Get a bear army. Do what you want to do. But it looks very good under here. Now, articulation on the bear, you do get the head side to side, back and forth, and then you get some neck articulation. So you do get a lot of articulation throughout the head to get him in some different positions. You do get the leg back and forth, not a ton of stuff, a little side to side, but up and down. Joints in the leg, once again, I think very tight. Might have to heat these up, but you do get some bend right there in the elbow, and then you do get the ankles back, forth, side to side. So we do get articulation throughout on this bear. No real, well, I was going to say no waist, but we do get the back waist here. So you do get some side, so you can lay him down on his side if you want to. That's kind of nice to have. Then you got the legs that obviously in the back, they're going to kick way up here so you can stand him straight up in the air. He gets pretty darn tall when you stand him up. Got to switch the head around a little bit. But there is definitely some different positions to put this bear into. You can have him riding across the battlefield, or you can have him standing up ready to go toe-to-toe. You got to choose your own bear adventure. And I didn't notice until right now, you got 2 spots on the side to hold swords, axes, whatever you want, and a little bit on the back. So a lot to going down with this guy here. Very cool and a very, very fun figure in the collection. Obviously, it is an animal. It's different than your typical action figure we receive from Mythic Legions or most toy lines. But very awesome to have something different. We've had horses, we got dragons coming, but a full-size bear you can ride, hey, count me in. I knew I had to have this, and it does not disappoint for me. But we do got, of course, his buddy here ready to ride along. Throw him on the saddle. He's ready to take it. He's ready to go. We're going to ride off into the battlefield is what we're going to do here. Not a bad piece of business. Now, comparing this to some other animals, I did mention the horses. I think this is the last horse we unboxed on the channel. So the horse is a little skinnier, but much taller than the bear. I guess that's the way it goes, maybe. I would say that's pretty fair, I would think. Got to be fair to the bear, as we know, but you can see that size difference. And then speaking of bears, I was trying to go back. I was thinking, what was the last bear we unboxed in the collection? Was it Loose Collector? No, it was G.I. Joe Classified Series Polar Bear. So look at that size difference between the polar bear and the bear. So if you're familiar with this one, mass retail release, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. But there is the difference in size between these two. So very cool in the sizing department on this one. And I should mention, obviously this is a Mythic Legions bear, but you could use this for other toy lines if you want to. If you want to have this part of a G.I. Joe thing, you could do that. Marvel Legends, do that. Do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, but it's one of those crossover type figures that'd be really fun in other toy lines if that is your thing as well. So a lot of meat on the bone here, not a ton of accessories, not a ton of extra pizzazz, but you don't need it with this bear. He doesn't need guns, he doesn't need weapons, he doesn't need a flight suit. It's a bear, but pretty darn fun. Very happy I got this one in the collection. Be interested to hear your thoughts on this one though. Did you have to pick this up? Did you have to order it? And I'd be even more interested if you picked this up and you're not a Legions collector, but you wanted a big bear in your collection. Let me know that in the comments as well. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support this channel and all the content it brings. And you know there's plenty of content to keep you busy. Appreciate the support over there. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is also the name of my podcast, Kyle Peterson Show. Available every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. So for the Mythic Legions bear, I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play? We're going to